In 2018, Chicago Plan Commission approved zoning for a $7 billion project to develop 62 acres of land into what would be known as the 78, sporting new housing, parks, recreation, and being headlined by a new stadium built for the Chicago White Sox. The project is expected to begin construction this year. The recent news of White Sox and Bulls owner Jerry Reinsdorf taking a trip to Illinois capital Springfield was one that didn't catch very many people by surprise. What also didn't catch us by surprise is Jerry's request for $1 billion from the state of Illinois to help aid in construction of the stadium. And while it didn't catch us by surprise, it also didn't sit well with everyone, which is why I'm making this video. Because me, as a Chicago native and an Illinois resident, I have the right to criticize where my tax dollars are going. And I, for one, I actually don't have a problem with the White Sox building a new stadium. But what I do have a problem with, or rather, I should say, who I have a problem with, is Jerry Reinsdorf. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Maurice, the sports historian, back again with another video. Hey, I'm back. Finally, this video's been in the works for a little bit. It started off as something different, but I tweaked it, and I'm here recording this video, so yeah. If you guys enjoy sports content and want to see more of it in the future, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as turn on post notifications so that you get notified every time I make an upload. And with that, let's get back to the video. As a fan of the White Sox, I've had absolutely nothing to keep me entertained, or frankly, even interested in this team for almost 2 decades. In the years following the 2005 World Series, which I was 3 years old when it happened, the White Sox have made the playoffs a whopping 3 times, including a 10-year streak from 2009 to 2019 of consecutive missed postseasons. In fact, the most notable things to happen in regards to the White Sox are the Field of Dreams walk-off.
Anderson hits it in the air to right, back at the wall, and the White Sox win it!
And one of our players getting knocked on his ass.
And Anderson square off, they're fighting, they're swinging, down goes Anderson, down goes Anderson!
And if you were wondering, yes, that is the same player. The White Sox have just been so painfully mediocre throughout my time as a fan that I found myself cheering for the Cubs in 2016 just so I could be happy for the city, as well as my dad, who is a Cubs fan. But this mediocrity stems from Jerry Reinsdorf and his lack of competitiveness when it comes to free agents in this sport. In a sport that does not have a salary cap, I'll repeat, a sport that does not have a salary cap, the largest contract ever handed out by the White Sox is for 5 years, $75 million. For reference, the hottest free agent in recent memory, Shohei Ohtani, just signed a 10-year, $700 million deal this offseason. I suppose that even if the White Sox were to remain mediocre for another 10 years, it wouldn't affect me too much. I admittedly am a baseball super casual, and so me missing out on good baseball doesn't affect me as much as it would someone else. Unfortunately for me, Jerry Reinsdorf has his greedy hands on my beloved Chicago Bulls as well. I could talk maybe for hours about my disdain for how the Bulls organization has been run in the post-D Rose era, but for the sake of time, I'll stick to the past 4 years. On April 8th, 2020, the Bulls fired Gar Forman and hired former Nuggets GM Arturas Karnisovas. In September of the same year, Billy Donovan was hired as a head coach on a 4-year deal. And here's where our problems begin. In March of 2021, the Bulls would acquire Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu, shipping off Wendell Carter, Otto Porter, and 2 future first-round picks. This trade and the previous hirings set the stage for some of the most disappointing basketball I've ever seen played from the Bulls. Not only did one of those picks turn into Franz Wagner, but to add salt to the wound, Vucevic's shelf life basically ran out almost as soon as we traded for him. To make a bad thing worse, the last trade that this front office made was sending away Lauri Markkanen for Derrick Jones Jr. and a first-rounder. That was in August of 2021. So for 2.5 years, the Bulls have trotted out the same roster, save for a few free agency acquisitions. It's also not like the Bulls haven't had valuable assets that they could have flipped. During the 2021-22 season, Kobe White and Patrick Williams were consistently thrown into trade talks, but we didn't pull the trigger. During the season after, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan were linked to multiple teams, and we made no moves. Karnisovas somehow managed this team's assets so poorly that Zach LaVine had virtually no trade market earlier this season. Not to mention, we now run the risk of letting DeMar DeRozan walk for absolutely nothing. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think finally on our 4 to 5 month period we'll be the best team in basketball. The games were fun, our guard defense was the best in the league, DeMar DeRozan was unnecessarily clutch.
Win. DeRozan to win it. Good! White to inbound. Feeds DeRozan. DeRozan, pump fake for the win. Got it again!
But Karnisovas thinks that we can still compete. And with Jerry Reinsdorf backing him, his job security isn't in question. And so the cycle continues. Jerry Reinsdorf is one of, if not the worst owner in professional sports right now. His frugal spending habits being the inverse of another Jerry, that being Jerry Jones. While Cowboys fans maybe wish Jones was less involved in the happenings of the team, here I am asking for the opposite. To show the clear contrasting styles that these two have, I'll use the Cowboys' recent history as an example. DeMarcus Lawrence signed what was at the time the largest contract in Cowboys history when he inked a 5-year, $105 million deal in 2021. Dak Prescott followed that up by signing a 4-year, $160 million contract. And before both of those, former Cowboy Ezekiel Elliott signed a 6-year, $90 million contract, which although he is not a member of the Cowboys now, the Cowboys are still on the hook for until next season. You can clearly see the philosophy Jerry Jones has when it comes to spending money on talent. And while it ultimately hasn't led to major success, the Cowboys at least have a puncher's chance to make it deep into the playoffs. When it comes to the Bulls, they simply don't have that same chance. It's amazing to me that a market as big as Chicago operates like they have trouble bringing in free agents to the city for both sports. Hell, the Cubs are spending money like it grows on trees, and Jerry Reinsdorf thinks he can get away with not shelling out money to top stars. Not that it matters anyway, because what notable free agent wants to sign with a team that's been bottom feeding as consistently as the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Bulls? As much love and support that I pour into both of these teams, one thing is clear. With Jerry's dated tactics on free agency spending, his laissez-faire method of managing his teams, and his money-first strategy, these franchises will be pigeonholed and held back from contending. On the off chance that you're, for whatever reason, watching this video and you stay to the end, first off, thank you for watching the video. And second off, please, for the sake of my city and for the sake of my sanity, sell my teams. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was something a little bit different. I scripted that video, if you guys couldn't tell. Normally I do unscripted content, but I'm going to start, trying to script out my videos from now on. I'm also going to try to continue to hit that 2 video a week, guideline that I set for myself, even though I know I'm iffy with the guidelines. But hey, thank you for staying this far into the video. Again, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Comment what your favorite part of the video was, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.